welcome, everybody. Go ahead, turn on your cameras. Let's get that energy zooming and booming and going. Welcome to officially session number 5. We have done 6, including last Thursday, right? We did 4 in the first month, and we did an additional in the last week, and then we did last Tuesday. So welcome, everybody. How is everybody doing? Go ahead and unmute yourselves. Let me know how you're doing. In no particular order.
I don't know whether I'm audible.
You are more than audible.
Yeah. Here is the thing which I already received. Yeah. So this is the new thing, and I have understood this one, that is the voice modulation can be done through this way.
So how does it
Yeah.
sound? How does it feel to
So
hear
lots and
your
lots of
own
things.
voice in real time?
Yeah. So this is what one thing, and second is doing.
You no longer have to
I can't
hold
hear
that.
it, but
You have to hold this.
okay. Yes.
You don't have to hold this. You have to
This
hold
one.
this. Yes, this is your mic, not this.
Okay. Uh,
Are you getting it? Okay. It'll take a little getting used to. That's totally fine. Right?
new thing. No, actually,
New
I'm
toys.
unable to install it properly.
Yeah.
So it's a
So
people.
we will address that later, but for now, it's good that you've got it. May this be the start of much more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just
Yes. I
give it a
said
few
this.
let's give it a few minutes while everybody finds their place back here.
Another
And
good wish I
mm-hmm,
want to share.
mm-hmm,
Uh, yes, this month, this week, I was just on a very stagnant. I was not doing anything. Okay, silent mode, you can say.
mm,
Is but still, I get to know more about me. Okay, and that open up, because I went to somewhere that is, I can't say because it is getting recorded. So where it is into a Buddhist principle they
mm,
practice. Okay, I went to that place to in search of me,
mm,
and there, because that was very important for growth, which I personally felt at that moment, because I was
mm,
into a lot of turmoil which is going on inside me. Uh, so I went there and I saw something which I get the answer so easily, effortlessly. It is all happening because of
mm,
this total iHNLP. Okay, I'm not talking about 2.5 or 2 or like this, but I don't know what is happening. That is the system I'm grasping and trying to digest the whole system. Means how it is, the processes are happening and the growth is happening, and
mm,
talking to the several people now, understanding their prospect, then it is easy for me now to approach to them, which I was previously putting myself back.
mm,
Now I'm just going ahead, moving towards this. Yes, I want to achieve this. Now I'm very much clear with what I need to speak and what I want. Because that time I was not clear. So
mm.
now it's very easy for me to, because
Good.
you have helped me to align the story with the mission. Because now the story and the mission is clear for me. So
Mm,
now I know what I have to speak. Till now there was a problem.
mm. Good.
Oh yes, and yeah.
Good. Good. Very good. All right. So welcome, Veena. Welcome, Meenu. And you can unmute yourselves when you're ready. And let's just do a quick recap. How is everybody doing? What's been happening? I love how your titles are all getting fixed and your positioning is getting fixed. Okay. All right. So let's just check. We have everybody here. Kinhal is not yet in. Okay. So in no particular order, we have two people here. Who's
Okay,
okay?
can I
Over to
share?
you. Yes, Veena, go ahead.
Nothing much since past 2 days. I'm feeling uh, lazy and low
Mm.
energy,
Mm.
and it is like Bangalore climate maybe is adding to it. Uh, Actually, I wonder sometimes if it is client calls, I get good energy.
Mm.
Whenever I have to meet my moms, I don't care about anything. But if it is my own work where I need to be self-disciplined, then a little procrastination or laziness comes in.
Mm.
Um, some days, or it goes in phases. Some days I am very, very productive. I don't know the
Mm.
reason. Like I'm trying to look into what makes me be in that productive phase. I've not
Mm.
decoded the secret.
Mm. Mm.
Some days I feel justified in taking rest. I feel
Mm.
good in just doing nothing. So
Nice.
yesterday and today has been like that for me.
Mm.
That's it. I'm
Nice.
good. Feeling
Good,
good.
good. Feeling
Yeah.
good is very, very crucial to our line of
Uh,
work, right?
Maybe action taker Veena is learning to
Mm.
relax. So this transition is happening. So a little uncomfortable
Mm.
feeling is still there, but I'm getting better. Like I'm being okay with this feeling.
Mm. Nice. Awesome. 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 Good stuff all around. Okay. Who's next? Yes. Go ahead,
Go for
Arju.
it, Arzu.
Okay, I can go. Um, so actually something happened yesterday and uh like the statistics were not matching
Mm.
for what I expected them to be.
Mm.
And and it's so funny that I was observing myself today that how it's making me so uncomfortable and that it's just toppling me over
Mm.
and like I'm getting in the spiral because of that. And I was like, oh, and this is something which relates grade 10 students, and some of that stuff I don't know about
Mm.
America. um so it's all new information, but just not knowing that and facing other people when I don't know that information is so uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, what if it was not that bad? Like, what
Mm.
if it didn't have to make me so uncomfortable or
Mm.
such at unease, and I could still be okay with not knowing.
Mm.
So I'm trying to get into that state today because I was like, this is the first thing in the morning, so I should just
Mm.
do that and then do anything else.
Nice. Yeah. And
Yeah.
question here as I'm listening to you, normally when do we feel this state of unease?
Unknown.
Right? That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
There's one more thing. When you feel that state of unease, what does it actually mean?
Out
Growth.
of your comfort zone.
there's a
Oh,
G,
yeah.
there's a G word.
Veena
Growth.
ma'am said it.
Growth.
Maybe.
It is, it is.
Growth pains, like they say. Growing, growing pains.
Exactly. Right? You're like tapping into something, you're experiencing something, you're suddenly sort of like seeing yourself in a space that isn't familiar, right?
Yeah.
And obviously you'll have stuff that's coming up. But pretty soon this will
Mm.
become normal. Not
Yeah, I
the
can't
not the
wait.
pain part of it. But here's the thing. If you are more present, you will be able to grow more in the next
Mm.
phase.
Oh yeah, okay, I like that.
versus trying to like quickly get over it,
Okay, gotcha.
right? It's
Mhm.
like, what is it? When we think about, when we're in college, we suddenly reminisce and say, oh, I wish we could have, or
Yeah,
maybe
in
at work, when you're like, work sucks. I wish I could have enjoyed my college days more or my school days more. Basically, when there's something bigger, if we didn't take the time to just be present, and it's hard, you know, don't just take everything that I'm saying at face value. It is hard, right?
mm,
But as you're doing it like this, which is just becoming more present to whatever's happening
mm,
inside, it becomes useful. Also because your role
mm,
is now of
okay.
an educator. So if you're picking up all the
Mm,
lessons, like every, like click of the cog or the was it the gears of the cog, right? So every click of that dial, you're learning, and therefore you have that much more to share.
yeah.
That's what people come to us for. Like
Yes.
we're in the knowledge. What is it? If you look around the room, we're all in the knowledge business,
Business,
isn't it?
knowledge business.
Yeah. Right. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's good that it's happening because it's giving us an opportunity to be present rather than fast forward. There's a
Hmm.
it's a very silly movie, but the principle is very, very strong. The movie is called Click. CLICK. Okay, it's a Adam
Hmm.
Sandler movie. So as with a lot of Adam Sandler movies, on the surface it looks very silly. Okay, basically,
Yes.
in a nutshell, he gets this remote control where he clicks and he fast forwards through life
Hmm.
in the movie.
Oh, interesting.
I won't say more, but I'm
That
just
would have been me like 5 years ago.
right. It's like right now, if the pain is uncomfortable, you're
HDR.
like, let me click, click, click to okay. Now I have like 100 students, right?
Hmm.
But I didn't learn the lessons to get to 100,
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I'll
there's no
share an
difference.
anecdote. Can I?
Please, of course.
A real life anecdote. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One day I was thinking I want some money, maybe to invest to mentors only. I
Mm,
needed big money. I just had a thought, like because we do a lot of affirmation and visualization. I believe
mm,
in those things. I thought, why not get money? Like click, click, click money. If it
mm,
happens, how nice it would be, right? I even typed out in a Word document, click, click, click money. And still date, I still can't believe. I was calling my bank manager for some other work.
mm.
Then he said, ma'am, aapne personal loan liya? I said, no, that facility is there if you want. Then I said, no, I don't want money. But then I realized I wanted money. Then he said, see, you need not even come to the bank. No documentation. Then I said, I can't give guarantee. My husband will not sign. Then he said, not needed. You go to your app. SBI का app है. उसमें click करो.
Mm.
Loan amount आपके account में आ जाएगा. The moment I thought this exactly like I wanted, 3 or 4 clicks, I got the money. Magical.
Mm. Yeah.
I shared this with Rahul that when it
Mm.
happened, I wanted
Yeah.
click money, click money, and exactly like this happened. Imagine I didn't visit the bank. I've not even put one signature. 5
Mm.
lakh mila. Like that.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. So, if anybody hasn't shared yet, now is a quick time or a time to share. How's the week been? What have you learned? What have been some of your wins?
Actually, I have a question, and I don't want to wait until the end of this call, although it's very personal, very
Go for it.
my situation. So I had 2 students, right? And
Mm.
one of the parent, like she after our first class, she's like paise le lo. Like wo mujhse 3 baar pooch rahi ki how should I give you the money? How should I give you the money? How should I give you the money? And the second parent, they want to make sure that I'm teaching them a high level class.
Right.
So they're still asking me questions. So I don't know if they both will sign up because now the pricing for 2 versus 1 is different.
Correct.
So I think I'm feeling so hesitant telling the first parent that it's going to be a different pricing if the second parent is not on board.
What's the worst that will happen if you do? Tell that parent
I'll
that
teach.
if
Oh,
you do
yeah.
tell the parent that this is one price, right? But it works
Hmm.
on 2 children being there.
Right.
Because I won't say it till you say it. What's actually one layer beneath that?
I don't know. I'm trying to
You
figure
do
that out.
know.
Rejection.
Yeah. There's a 4-letter word that comes with it, right? Starts with F, ends with R. Second letter is E.
Fear.
F-E. Oh, yeah. The fear of rejection.
It's the fear, isn't it? The fear of rejection, fear of
Yeah.
losing, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
this is when you're attaching yourself to the outcome. What's the worst that'll happen?
Mm.
The
No
first mom will
student.
go.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Is that really the worst?
No.
No. If you believe in the number of students that are there in your universe, in your ocean,
Hmm.
right? Even if 1/10 of the students actually came to you, you wouldn't be able to handle. You'd be oversubscribed.
I know.
Oversubscribed.
Yes. Totally.
Even a 10th,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So tell me what's happening right now.
I'm trying to think. How will I say it?
So what if you just said it?
डर लग रहा है अभी like feeling scared.
Okay.
We'll be with you call right now if you want.
No, I'm just gonna text her. I'm just gonna text.
Veena's
I'm not
giving you
gonna
her
I
flavor.
am an expert in that. I'll say, Rahul, be in the call. I'll make your payment. Be here. I'll make your payment. Like that. जब भी डर लगता है, be in the call, Rahul. I'll do it now.
So that's the so there are many ways to do it, obviously, but doing it is the bottom line. Because
Yeah.
once you're able to do that and unhook yourself from the possibilities, that's the detach from the previous month.
Hmm.
If you remember, right? When we were starting to wrap up everything to do
Yeah.
with self-hypnosis, it's like on the one hand, hey, wow, this mom's saying yes. But this mom doesn't know 1 or 2 of those disclaimers or 1 or 2 of those asterisks
Right.
that
Yeah.
it is. Because here's the thing, if you are the one that's fearing it, then you're stopping her from paying you, knowing that
More.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? Like you can help this kid. Even that kid's mom knows that you can help her kid.
Yes, she knows that for sure.
Exactly.
I have one suggestion. Can I?
What is it? Yeah.
You have a joint session with Veena, who is a mom's coach, and you have a session along with her. Okay. So mom is taken care.
Wait, what? I'm not the mom though.
He's
No,
talking about
no.
a collaboration.
Collaboration. You got or you didn't get it?
Send your mom
So-
to me, he's saying.
Oh yeah,
No,
of
no.
course.
You be together in a collaboration, and that is what it occurs. You need to figure out how it has to be done, because Veena is mom's coach. You are the
Right.
child's coach,
Yes.
and they will, both of them will break barriers. Looks like.
So you're saying I should talk to the mom in presence of Veena?
Have a joint
Yes and no.
session.
He's talking about basically that. So that's the part that Kinner will have to expand on, because the mom is not looking for a coach. It's just that you are working with the mom's child, right?
Dr. Arjo will be asking questions to Veena, mom's coach. Okay, in this session, moms are actually for their children, they're behaving this kind of a way. How is that mom can be empowered to look at their child's future instead of something else? So then
I
there will be
see.
something
He's
which is
talking about a
which is
podcast
Yeah, I just
collaboration.
realized that.
Yeah, so
Mm.
that when they see you, they'll see you not as a mom kind of a level. Okay, so if a mom tells a mom, it is a hit.
Yeah. And a coach, mom's coach tells the mom.
Mom's coach, yes.
Yeah.
Try it out. That is what I can say only.
Yeah.
Because you telling may not land into the mom's mind in terms of you're telling for the possibility of the child. Looks like.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
plan.
कर लो
Good.
दुनिया मुट्ठी में.
So that does that answer your question, your original question that you had?
My original, yes. I mean, there's there you
Your
said
question
there's so
was,
many
how do
ways
I
of
tell
doing it.
her?
The bottom line is just do it.
Just do it. Just tell her what are the two possibilities. And at the worst case, in quotes, she'll say no. You know, that's beyond my budget.
Yeah.
But if tomorrow there's a vacancy for one kid has paid up and there's one more, you can always connect back to this mom.
Yeah. Or I can ask her to bring another child.
Yeah. Or she might herself say, oh, if that's right, okay, then I know somebody who's also looking for a tutor.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right.
Mm.
So sort of like mull
Thank
on
you.
that for a bit while we come back to you. That leaves a few people on the call. Go ahead and unmute. Yes, go ahead, Meenu. And then Kinal.
Yeah. So for me, I have already shared a lot of times. Still the poll is going on, but I want to understand in today's call that what could be the other or different ways to engage with your audience. Another thing I felt just before the call is that I'm missing the hypnosis trances. And yes, the polls are going okay. Because now on LinkedIn, I'm for the past 4 posts, no responses. Only my group people are responding. So need to understand that what are the other ways of engaging with your client, with your prospective clients, basically. That's my question for today.
Good, good. Make sure you've written it down somewhere so you can always reflect back before the session's done.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And we will come back to both your points since you made two. I was thinking of something for today's session, so we will come back to that for sure. Yes, Kinal, go ahead.
Yeah, in the background, you see, I'm back into my grandfather's place, and then the real estate is picking up where we want to construct a building, and a lot of productivity from my side. Things I'm thinking, and it is happening. People are surprised. Family people are, ये भी हो गया, वो भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, पता नहीं कैसे हो रहा है भाई. अभी I called old contractor some after 23 years, and he responds, sends me a surveyor. My 23-year association soil consultants I had told him you have to do soil testing when you come this way, because I did not want to pay heavy money. He said, I have already come. I'll going back to Bangalore. Our team will come and do the soil initiation. I said, only one is enough. He said, 3. I don't know what is happening. I asked one, I get 3. So this is the project part of it. And yeah, too busy here. You need to, anyway, I could participate in our session, study session. No?
You were there yesterday for our.
yes, I was there.
You were there in your 7 to 9 yesterday.
Yeah. 6 to not that. I'm busy with something. So it was very I already shared the students, classmates, and there is a Sanskrit saying. Do you have permission? I don't know. Veena may understand. You know, also may understand. Many of you may understand if you have some Sanskrit. Acharyat padam adatte, padam shishya swamedhaya, padam sabrahmacharibhya, padam kalakrameni. So any knowledge which comes in 4 parts. 25% comes with Guru. Acharyat padam, 1/4. Padam shishya swamedhaya, his own whatever capacity he has. Padam sabrahmacharibhya. And another 1/4 comes from the classmates together. And padam kala kramenahi. Over a period of time you get. So at any point in time you are 75% only you get. Over a period of time you have to bridge that gap, and 100% will never happen. So this session what we have Monday and what is that? Thursday.
Wednesday.
So Wednesday, correct. Today is Tuesday. So Monday and Wednesday session are meant to be that 1/4 coming to us.
Yeah. 100%.
Sabrahmacharibhya. That is classmates. Is actually saying in terms of a Gurukul, where all are not unmarried people. So that is what I remembered. And my request, Veena should be our guest artist sometimes.
Guest artist? Did he hang or did he?
We miss her. Like the what you call.
I'll come.
Effortless.
I can't say no to such artful invitation. Definitely, I'll come.
Effortless kind of a.
I consider next to Rahul, like I give Guruji's Tana to Kinnal, so I'll come definitely.
Kinnal has won you over.
Yeah, definitely.
हम अपनी प्ली भी ऐड कर लेते हैं उसमें प्लीज.
Spirituality के ऊपर कोई नहीं है. He is talking from his spiritual self. He didn't talk as Kinnal, and I can't say no to spirituality. Till this moment, I was not sure, but when he said it like this, I feel like going somehow, make time and go there. His spirituality is talking to me.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Veena can't be heard, and Meenu's having her own conversation. Okay. All right.
Why is Rahul quite quiet today?
Today is meant for all of you, and you will receive it in exactly the way that it's like my prayer for today was to be the vessel. Right? To be the vessel to receive and to give. Okay. So let's do 2 things. I was also looking at what we've covered so far over the last couple of days. And on the surface, it seems like all of you are like you're clear, you're ready, you know what it is that you want, what do you want, how do you want to do it, why do you want to do it. All that has been sort of talked about, right? And you've done some amount of, the MVP work. Obviously, it's an ongoing thing, just like what Veena was also saying yesterday. Oh, is that my MVP? Oh, yeah, that is my MVP. which is to say, like, how do I get people interested? Right? That was a beautiful, very artful way of, you know, using your own experience, your own life story as a way to create a hook for people. So that was really, really good. But there's one more piece that, as I was looking at the list, and this is like the perfect time to explore it, which is everything to do with our foundation and our ceiling. Okay. So today, and it's like maybe in a way, Meenu was also kind of sending out those vibes into the universe. So we will use the power of hypnosis to explore the two, because it's like you're showing up, you're doing the work, right? But if people are not hearing you clearly enough or enough, right? There's a good time to kind of reflect within. What is it that's is there a block? If it's a block, what is it? Like, interestingly, Arzu already kind of was tapping into that, right? Fear is always one of those blocks. It's not the only block. So we'll explore that for a bit, and then we'll um, unpack it, and let's see how and where this connects into our business. Okay. So before we start, uh, maybe just at the conscious level, and maybe we'll just do a quick go around, maybe one, maximum two sentences. When you think about your, it could be your money. Let's just talk money ceiling for now. What is your current money ceiling like? Ceiling with a C, right? The letter C. S is more dangerous. For now, we'll just talk about the letter C, right? So what's each of yours money ceiling? Okay, this is 3 lakhs. Okay.
For
What do
me,
you
there is
mean, like the goal?
What's the
Sorry.
ceiling? Not the goal. What's the ceiling?
Oh,
Okay, while Arzu's thinking about that, go ahead, Veena.
my ceiling is 20K per client per month, and I'm
20K
aiming
per
at 1 lakh or at least 75K per month. That is my foundation and fee.
So you're saying, okay, so 75K, 25K you said, or 75K is
20
your...
is present, 75 is aspiration
Got it. Got it.
per
Okay.
month. Yeah.
Perfect.
Ceiling
Perfect.
matlab baseline. From
See,
where we want
अभी
to.
जो charge कर रही हूँ, I'm comfortable by asking for, like for 2 months, 40K is my figure. But I want to put that 6 months, 5 lakhs वाला जल्दी होना है मुझे.
yeah, what you had
And
said
the
a
fear
couple of
is,
weeks back.
should I let go of this 40K? Then ये भी नहीं रहेगा, वो भी हाथ में नहीं है. That is the fear.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Upper limit. बताना हमें.
Yeah.
From today's condition or your aspired condition.
I like that you're already having these negotiations inside. Simple
Yes.
words. When I say, what's your ceiling? What's your ceiling? Okay, good.
what does that? What does it even mean? I didn't get it. What does ceiling mean?
What is your ceiling when it comes to money?
What is a ceiling?
What is the ceiling? What is this? What is the ceiling? What does the ceiling do?
Chat.
Ah.
Chat is ceiling. Protects.
Exactly. Right? We've all been taught certain things from childhood, which is why we are walking around with those chats even today.
Yes.
Right? It's true. Unfortunately, nobody told us that in school or even
Speaking
in college.
metaphorically.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody told us about that until we became adults and much older. And then we sort of, oh, there's a ceiling. Acha. Okay. Oh, ceilings can be changed. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
सीलिंग को कैप भी बोल सकते हैं क्या?
Cap, huh? Yeah, a cap is more like that corporate wala. What's the capping, right?
Bandwidth, gap,
No,
corporate words.
bandwidth is a little different. Yeah, well, bandwidth is more
हाँ
technical, technological, but cap is a very typical corporate. Let's cap it at so and so.
हाँ,
That
bandwidth
cap.
is not in core in relation to money, I would say.
Correct.
But capping
Right.
and ceiling is more.
So since
क्योंकि
we're talking
bandwidth
about
human
that,
उस पे depend करता है.
since we're talking about that, just as a FYI, bandwidth is actually very, very relevant in this context because all of you are creators of time,
Energy.
space, and energy.
हमारी bandwidth.
हाँ, bandwidth नहीं है तो बैंड बज जाती है,
True.
right? कि हम इतने ही लोग से काम कर सकते हैं, right?
Correct.
Range, okay? Range is an interesting word. All right, so good. We've got a couple of numbers. We've got a couple of expressions. Kinal says 12 lakhs. Okay, good. Good.
एक और रिक्वेस्ट कर दूं मैं?
बिल्कुल.
आप हमें ट्रांस में 7:15 या 30 से पहले ले जाओगे, फिर मैं वॉक पे चल जाऊंगी, फिर नहीं कर पाऊंगी मैं.
7:15. Yeah, that's why we're starting right now.
Okay, done.
We will do this, then we will unpack it and see what comes out of it. Okay. So let's just start where we are right now and take a moment and just kind of, and obviously in Arzu's case, the 10 to 20K is the in dollars. Yeah. Just as an FYI. Okay. All right. So wherever you are, just kind of settle in, get comfortable. And maybe for some of you, it's a familiar way to go into trance. Maybe for some of you, it's just a way to just be present. Just kind of settle in. And allow yourself to relax here. And for a moment, maybe use this as a way to just be present. Just be here, just be now. And the more you can breathe in like this, the more you'll notice all your gifts, like breathing, like a regular heartbeat, like this growing sense of comfort that you feel even as you focus on one part of your body. That's comfort. And as this comfort grows, it's just an opportunity to be still, be here, and be now. And just allow yourself to be present. As you receive these blessings from your higher power, from your creator, just allow yourself to be here now. And when you're ready, you can begin to explore this idea of your very, very own ceiling. I'd like to invite you now to notice and observe this ceiling, but not in the way that you're used to, but instead travel to your inner hypnotic world and explore what this ceiling, the one that you had talked about before we began, what does ceiling look like here in your inner hypnotic world? What does it signify? What is the symbol that's ceiling, that's inner hypnotic world? What does it mean to you? I'd like to invite you now to explore what inner hypnotic world ceiling looks like. And as you explore it, become more aware of it. Maybe you can zoom into it or zoom out of it. And give yourself the time to become more aware, more knowing, as you sense what you sense, that ceiling. And once you've got a fair sense of ceiling, you can now give yourself a moment to imagine what is it that's beyond ceiling. That's all that ceiling gives you, and so much more. What's beyond ceiling? That's all that ceiling had been giving you till now. But new ceiling gives you even more. What's that? That ceiling. Now be silent for a few while you just allow this idea to percolate, to just trickle inside. And once you have a sense of ceiling like this, Notice, is it what ceiling used to be, or has it already changed? And knowing that you have ceiling like this now, how have you changed? Does ceiling now do what it used to do before and give you more? Take a moment to just notice this. And when you feel yourself slowly starting to drift back, when you come back here, you can just sit in stillness for a few moments, having completed the process at your own rate and pace. And just be present here for a few moments, sitting in stillness. And once you fully back, just make a note in your notebook. Okay. Once you're back, just let me know. And you can unmute yourselves one by one. All right. Yes, go ahead, Meena.
No, I would say the experience was there, but I know that what a deep experience is. So it was a little uh, comparatively less deeper because a lot of thoughts were crossing the mind, and flow मेरी तरफ से it broke because thoughts कहीं और चले गए. Then it came back. So initially when I started, the first thought which came is कि or the visualization which came is of जो हमने बहुत पहले एक बारी देखा था, of a room full of people. आई एम ऑन स्टेज. थोड़ा इस बारी ड्रामेटिक और हुआ कि मैंने देखा कि आई एम ऑन रेड साड़ी. फिर आपने बोला सिंबल, तो वो लव का सिंबल होता है, ऐसे रोटेट करता हुआ वो दिखा. फिर आई थिंक बीच में ब्रेक आया. फिर जब आपने बोला कि नाउ हाउ डज दैट फीलिंग लुक्स लाइक टू यू, देन आई केम बैक. तो वो फीलिंग वाज ऑफ लव, केयर एंड अफेक्शन फ्रॉम पीपल. एंड देन कि हम अपनी सीलिंग को और कितना मतलब what the difference जो हमने बोला था और अभी हम क्या देख सकते हैं. So I said 10 lakh, but I saw that it can be easily pushed to 15, 20 because of love, care, affection and the service you're doing. So उससे वो easily आगे आप push कर सकते हो.
Let me ask you this. Who would you be that's receiving 30 and 40?
Grateful.
When you are grateful like this, yeah. Doesn't this go past any conventional strategy of so many posts, so many this, so many that? And rather than quantity, it's what you're saying, is it not? Feeling grateful like this. Yeah. Just stay in this space. Today we'll do our session a little differently. So just
एक और
continue
भी
to stay.
क्वेश्चन आया था जब आपने बोला कि फील दैट कामनेस इन योर बॉडी, तो मुझे अपना स्वीट स्पॉट तो समझ आ गया है, बट वहां पर रिलैक्सेशन तो बॉडी में होता है, आई कैन फील दैट, बट एक वहां पर एक पेन भी होता है. एंड टुडे समहाउ आई फेल्ट दैट इन, मतलब अभी सुबह से मैं एकदम परफेक्ट थी, कुछ नहीं था मुझे, बट अभी मेरे नी में पेन हो रहा है.
Good.
इससे पहले नहीं था.
Good. Just be present. Right? Because these, I mean, if you want to look for meaning, these mean something. And what it means to you is what you will find when you stay present to it. So just let this play for a few moments while I move around the room and I'll come back to you. And your conscious mind can drift in and out. Your unconscious mind will pick up additional inputs as and when it sees fit. Yeah, that's it. So just settle in, sit back, relax. It's like, what does the pilot tell you before takeoff? Right? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the drive. Enjoy the journey. Okay. Who's next? You see, Veena has her mic unmuted. So
Can I
go ahead,
share?
please.
I forgot all about money. I saw the ceiling, and the ceiling had golden stars. When you said zoom in, zoom out, I went into the star. I became a golden star. Then I zoomed out and saw myself as a star among stars, the golden star. And then magic happened when you said, what's beyond? Then I thought, what's beyond the star? Is it sun? Then I thought, no, there must be more. Then I got the entire galaxy. Why not if you can have anything beyond, why just a star?
Right.
The entire galaxy. It was very freeing thought that, okay, I can see the entire galaxy. Then came the logical part. Okay, now 40,000 is seeming easier when I think of 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs, 40,000 is easy. But this was not easy few years ago.
Exactly.
So maybe when I reach 5 lakhs, then I'll again think 5 lakhs so easy hai, what next?
Right.
So it was kind of thought pattern went on, when will I be content? Maybe it's always ongoing journey where you can never stop. And in fact, now I know the purpose. I'm not looking for money as money. I'm looking for money as the impact it will have on others. Like these IFL moms are going to help many other moms. That is my bigger agenda. So I'm not feeling that uncomfortable feeling about money now. That is the change I noticed today.
Right. And when you think about ceiling now, what's ceiling
Universe,
like this?
galaxy.
Exactly. Right.
I can never think of ceiling with golden stars without thinking about galaxy now. It's entire galaxy, all the planets, that Milky Way.
Exactly.
I'm thinking like that.
So in your free thinking, when you just literally you raise your hands out, it's like literally your fingertips are connecting to the galaxies, right? And then it's like that circuit completes where it comes back to you through them, right? Because you are the one that is there to give them, right? What they desire, you now know how to ask and to give. Mm. It's coming up for you right now.
I'm thinking light is light, whether it comes from the stars,
Yes.
from the sun,
Yes.
from the Milky Way. Light
Yes.
is light. Light is light.
That's right. Just like love is love,
Mm,
right?
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know from where these thoughts are coming from hypnosis.
Mm. And you are that love. Whenever you forget, remember that, right? Yes, I saw Kinal had his hand raised, and we'll come back to you in a few, just kind of, we are now, marinating uh, phase and space. So enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a power cut here.
I know.
So I'll only be.
That's okay. I noticed that.
Audio.
I got you. I got you.
So basically, the ceiling, when I went inside and what I saw really was an eagle which is caged.
Mm.
Eagle has to fly high, but it is caged. That is one feeling which I got. And then another thing which I got was time is money, they say. But there is this context which I got here is different. How much time I give generates so much money. Earlier it was time is money means it is very precious. Only that much was there.
Correct.
But that is how whole world thinks.
Yeah.
But what I got awareness here is how much time I give, so much more money will come.
Yeah. True.
And then I also could see a ATM machine, and per day ceiling is there.
Right.
To withdraw. But that is from their point of view. But if somebody is there to fill that ATM machine again and again and again, again and again, again and again, I can just swipe, take as much time as many times. So the only account should have so much money, that's all.
Yeah.
And this
What
is
does that
what
mean to you, by the way?
really
The account should have so much money. What does that mean to you when you say the account should have so much money?
Because it was ATM, so that's why
Correct.
it became an account. And that makes it is my own money.
Right. But in this context, what does it mean to you?
It means it means comfort. It means more charity. And it means growth. It means serving many people.
So when you put that into the ATM, that's what comes out, correct? So is there a ceiling? What's ceiling now as compared to before?
It's not about money at all.
Is it not about money at all?
Primarily, it is not about money.
Right. But secondarily?
Ultimately, money, secondarily, money is important.
Correct.
Create something to create money.
Right.
So there is no ceiling. When there is no end to creation, there is no end to money coming.
How do you feel as you're hearing yourself say that?
I feel I'm playing a very small game. I'm a giant and I'm being a Lilliput. And yes.
Right. When you grow up, what do you see?
When I grow up, I see it is easy. And it is worthwhile.
Right. Whether it's in a college or whether it's in a community or whether it's in a gathering, that's giant.
Yeah, I was actually putting a ceiling myself. In this sense, are the students ready for this kind of adventure?
Yeah.
Something new for them. And so it's all my own creation holding me back. But the world is big, and there are people who align with me.
Yeah.
There is a big picture.
Yeah.
To unfold.
Yeah.
Bigger picture to unfold.
And how is the foundation of this big and bigger picture now?
It is deep rooted. And it is widespread. And it is not any one kind of what we call some field, only one field kind of. It's not like that. So as I am thinking, I'm visualizing.
Yeah.
One root, different, as the roots have spread, above that, there are different saplings happening from the same root. So it's not that one coconut tree is not like that. I'm seeing mango tree and apple and orchard, what. So all these things are together with the same root below. So that
and what's ceiling
is
like this, that ceiling?
That is ceiling is like a Olympian person has a record to break, and then when he breaks the record, he puts it up again, and so like that I can go on like changing the ceiling itself, and that is how world record are broken. So I will also break a record and make a record and break a record, make a record and break a record, make a record and break a record. My own thing. So
that's right.
it's not about comparison.
Yeah.
It is about my self, myself growing, yeah, my improved self, and that is what comes to me.
Yeah.
Bettering myself, ongoing, to serve better.
You just let this be in you and with you for a few more moments until you find yourself coming back. And go ahead, Arsu, whenever you're ready. You had your hand up.
Yes. So for me, it was kind of very different. I had gone into my childhood when I had faced the rejection the first time. And so I was breaking those layers, and it felt like I was shouting in like a bubble. And then I broke the bubble and came out of it, and the most type of rejection that I felt is from my DAD. So I had to see it, how it made me feel. And when I opened the bubble and I held his hand and accepted that it was all because of his fear, and then accepted his fear and made him kind of accept that it's fine. We don't have to reject so many other ways. So then I feel better now, and feel more loving and more accepting, it feels easier to accept what I'm asking. And when you asked Minu this question, that who you're being, so I was thinking that I'm being someone who knows the value that they're adding to the other person's lives. And I might be knowing it, but I was like trying to like write down all the values, because my brain has to kind of know that as well. So the more the points, the easier my brain will have to like, oh, okay, these are the values. So I was just writing down all the values that additionally, besides just teaching science, I'm adding unconsciously to the students' minds and students' brains. And to us, I'm just being very loving, and I'm operating from love. So that's why it's just easier to accept what I'm asking when I'm operating from love. But if I'm operating from greed, then it's just not, it doesn't feel good. Right? So yeah, these were the 2 points that were coming to mind.
That's beautiful, isn't it? When you operate from love, what's rejection?
Right.
On the other hand, when you operate from greed, what's rejection?
Yeah. It's almost like just waiting for rejection to happen.
Yeah. It's a funny way of thinking about, like, have you ever felt greedy about rejection? But it's like, give me more of it so I can feel something. On the other hand, with love, it's just love. You're just feeling the love.
Yeah.
And when you're able to give that to each parent that comes into your life, right?
Yeah.
That's the job.
Yeah.
Right?
I might melt them with my love.
Oh, you will. That's why I said they see one person called Dr. Arzu, and then they meet Arzu.
Yeah.
Right?
I see.
Right? And so when that is the space that you're creating for them, what happens?
magic.
Yeah. Right. There's a reason why people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars going to Disney World.
Right. One day.
Right? For one day. Exactly. Morning to evening. Right? Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Mm.
Right? Disney works really hard. I mean, obviously, as a parent, if you're spending like 10, 15,000 bucks, $15,000 for one day, a lot of, and especially this is with a lot of parents who do not have quote unquote free cash, but they spend it because
Yeah.
of that feeling of magic.
Right. Yeah.
You get to create that when they're in front of you. And what you're teaching these kids is to be the magic,
Mm.
not just to score a few points or whatever in their GPAs or whatever it is that they're preparing for.
Right.
Right? It's those professionals that they're going on to become. Right? You said
Right.
it, right? Doctors and
Yes.
scientists, to name a few.
Yeah. Right.
Right? That's where, what they're learning from you becomes part of their DNA. Because when they can feel magic, they can teach magic.
Mm. Yeah.
Right? It's like I have no doubt that all of you are well and truly on your way to becoming dispensers of magic. Right? Some of it you'll see
Say it
now.
again, Rahul. Please say it again.
It's like Veena's trying to break my trance. That's the reason why we record. So that is really what it is. That's the work, right? And sometimes it can feel like life will try and shake you up.
Yeah.
But that's life's job, right? Life's job is to shake us up. Our job is to literally float on that cloud of magic. Right?
Mm.
It's like
It makes sense.
Veena had this question earlier, just before we went into this trance. And there's a part of me that's processing the shift that's happened between last evening and this morning for me. So there's one part of me that's processing that. But the other part is well and truly magic. So I don't have to worry. You just show up. That's it. And when you're aware that there's the other side of you also, it makes it even more fun. Because you're growing more and more of you into magic.
I should change my name to Magical Arzu.
That's what they'll call you. The more you show up as you,
Yeah.
that's what they'll call you.
Chemistry is also magic, right?
Isn't it? It's like
That
magic
is
arts.
right.
It's like
Yeah.
bush, bush, brr, right?
Yeah.
You
It all
literally
makes
learn how to make
it all makes sense.
Alchemy,
cloud puffs.
alchemy, like they
Yes,
call it.
alchemy, cloud puffs, all of
Yeah. Right.
that. Good stuff. Okay. Questions at this point? And if you haven't spoken yet, please raise your hand.
I have an important question.
Mm.
Again, coming back to money.
Mm.
So this 40,000 is my lower ceiling, 5 lakhs is my upper ceiling.
Mm.
The question is, should I let go of 40K to get 5K? Like I'm thinking,
You are making
maybe
that
I'm holding
story up in
to
your
this.
mind, no?
Yeah, I'm making up.
So when you make a story, don't you become attached to your story?
I'll be open. I got my answer. I'll be open to 40K, 5 lakhs and beyond.
Yeah.
Everything.
So here's the thing.
Anything.
Exactly. Be open to anything. Be open to everything. Just be
open to possibilities.
That's it.
Just be.
I'm telling you this.
I just don't like that.
I'm telling you this is
Because
the work.
then what's the point of having a goal?
That is what you will
No,
start
but
to
उसके लिए
realize.
छोटा मोटा छोड़ दोगे क्या? इसको भी ले लो अगर आता है
So here's, that's
effortlessly.
exactly the point. You will realize
Because
after a
once I
point.
paid Rahul 10 rupees, I want to share this incident. One meditation
She
he
did
sent,
actually.
and then energy exchange, golden nugget meditation, and the energy
Long
exchange
ago.
was 10 rupees for one day. Tomorrow it will increase, he said, and I bought. And I said, I'll send you small money. And he said, no, money is smaller, big. And that shifted something in me. Okay, money is money. Feel thankful for every rupee, every small amount or big amount. It doesn't matter. It's coming my way, so I accept it. Maybe I'll not run behind either 40K, 5 lakhs. I'll just focus on the work I can do and the
That's it.
change or the impact I can make for her.
That's it. That's actually it.
So my question is
Okay.
Is
then why do we have goals if we are
because we
okay
study
with
in
less?
school. And it's not because we're okay with less. Listen to the way you're framing it. It's not that we're okay with less. This less and more again, that's exactly what Veena just shared, right? She said, oh, I've paid you this small money. Less, more, it's all in the same, that same box. Right? Take that box in your inner hypnotic world and do. Because when you take that out of the equation, it is like literally you're presenting yourself for more to come to you. Or for things to happen. So again, I'm saying it is scary because most of us have been schooled that way. More, less, goals.
So then why not teach the first kid in the price of 2 kids? I can do that too, right? But I'm not doing that. Like I said, this is the price for 2 kids, but then I can, if then it's going to be 1 kid, then it would have to be more, right? Is what I'm gonna tell the child. Then why not teach him with less pricing?
That's a question.
The price of 2 kids.
That's a question.
I'm so confused.
That's why it's your business. That's why most people do not do business. Because all these questions are yours to ask and yours to answer. It's easier for most to just collect a salary. But it's not easy because then you have to put up with all the stuff that comes with it. Right? Ask people here on the call who have held a job, worked a job for a period of time. Is it as simple as collecting a check at the end of the month? Heck no. You got to put up with so much BS because that's part of it. Right? And that BS is basically other people not knowing why they're there, not knowing what they want. Right? So nothing's, in that sense, if you look at it, nothing's easy. But if you, and again, if you zoom out and think about why these sessions are happening, it's so that you can become clear. Right? That's the first step.
I was about to say that whatever decision Atu takes should be agreeing with her heart. If she decides to charge more for 1 kid, that is also okay. If she decides
Completely
to
up to you.
charge what they are paying now to continue, that is also okay. But you should agree with that, not anyone else.
And Veena will tell you countless stories, or even if you just look at it in the entrepreneurial journey over the last couple of years, the times when she's been clear, there's been a certain path. The times when she's been not clear, there's been a certain path. Right?
I think of late that is the magic happening. I am clear what I want.
Yeah.
And people are responding, I think so, to what I am
Exactly.
echoing silently.
Exactly.
Maybe a long time I spent in confusion. Only of late I am clear.
And the other way of looking at it is, it's like maybe you needed to have that,
Empty.
unclarity, non-clarity to reach a place of clarity. Possibly.
And Rahul's favorite suggestion is sleep over it.
Yeah,
But
it's actually
Arzu's
very
morning
true.
time, Abhi.
She has the whole day to
Arzu's
reflect on
morning.
it, right? So, and that's the thing, isn't it? That sometimes we get so hooked into what's happening that we kind of like imagine the rest of our lives to be this. It's not. It's this moment. But this moment can last, can feel like it's an eternity if we give it that value. So ponder over while I just switch around, and let me come to Devasmita first and then Kinal after that. Go ahead. You'll have to unmute Devasmita. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, unmute yourself.
From the morning, I was feeling thanks to first Meenu for this chance, because from the morning I was feeling like very valueless. There's a lot of things are going on inside me. Yes, today when I was just going through this process, and I was thinking that how much it is important to breathe. Okay, which part, when you just spoke about that, my breathing comes with the money comes with my breathing. Okay, that is what I visualize. And I got the message that is motivation, focus, and consistency. This is three things which is I think I need at this moment, because something is going on, and this is what has directly come in my visualization. Yeah, this is the three things. So thank you so much. Let me work on myself more. And yeah, and the amount which I was thinking, I got that when I'm just visualizing, when I'm just the money is coming in my bank. Okay, I'm just helping my purpose, serving my purpose, and getting involved with them. And seeing that I'm helping so many people at a time with that, okay, the excitement, the value of my breath is giving me some motivation. Yes, I should be in the world for you to see what exactly the thing is. The existence is important. That is what I'm. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for that share. Yes. So quick check with everybody. When you now think about ceiling, what comes to mind? You can either type it or unmute and share.
We are actually sealing our fate by having a ceiling.
That's why I talked about the other.
I'm very confused with the concept of money in the first place.
You're not the only one, right? The whole world has been spinning on its axis for a very long time trying to understand this, right? Creating money, receiving money, investing money, spending money. I think the one thing the world has understood is spending money, right? Most of the time, we're all sort of like double, triple, quadruple PhDs in spending money. We've kind of built that dissertation over 20, 30, 40 years or more, right? Now we're looking at some of the others, which is to create opportunities where we will receive money. And especially in this role that we're all tapping into more and more each day. So, yeah, biopsychology. Hmm. Yeah, that's why I said that we're not talking about the S, the ceiling with the S. We started with the ceiling with the C. Okay, all right. So we're at a good midpoint.
You talked about corporate world. I just want to share
Please.
anecdote and experience at Reliance. Okay. There will be top level people coming for the project review, and there will be so many construction managers of different plants sitting there. Each time one man gets the beating, and all others are enjoying. but next time the seat changes, another man gets the beating. So ultimately, what is the thinking is, we are being paid for this also. That gives us that sense of, okay, अभी पैसा मिल रहा है, इसके लिए भी मिल रहा है, काम का beating तो खाना है. So there is just, I remembered कि आपने जब बताया कि corporate world का, हम तो बहुत corporate world देख लिया. So उसके लिए I just wanted to share on a lighter note.
Nice. Okay. So let's switch tracks for a moment from the unconscious realms to a little bit of the conscious. And maybe we will test out a couple of things that we've been building for some time now, right? So if you remember, 2 Tuesdays ago, we had worked on the elements of your MVP, right? How are you going to build your, let's say, 40-minute, 1 hour kind of process? Yeah. So post that, I thought this is a good time for us to just do a demo. So anybody can, and I know Kinhal, you had talked yesterday with the group about what to do with your, like how you would run them through what you're doing. So if you like, we can start with you. Okay. Basically, it's like you're just saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And these are the steps. And maybe we can run one portion of that here so that we can tweak that. That is specifically and directly linked to eye hypnosis. So go ahead.
That got maybe that was a stress related yesterday, but became a ceiling related today. So ceiling is the right one for my student. That's why I expressed that. So I will have to do the ceiling portion practice it. So this is what we had today. Whether I'll be able to formulate that for students, how I will do, I am not pretty sure now. I can do a video and send.
Sure. Definitely send it in the group. It will help everybody. Basically, like just sharing what is that plan.
Okay, or else I'll take on.
Good.
Okay, I'll take on. Yeah.
So over to you. And go ahead and we'll do this for maybe about a half hour. Just basically, as you go through the steps, I'll pause you and tweak it just so that this can help you design your flow, make it sharper and tighter. Okay. So go ahead. Just walk us through broadly first so that we know what. So we are kind of playing both roles. We are playing the role as your students. We are also playing when I say role, basically we are your engineering students as well. You have iHNLP students and also engineering students. So make sure that you know and we also know which role we're playing at which point. So just give us an overview now, just so we have an idea of what it is that you're creating.
Okay, got it. I will tell who am I and what is I'll have to win my credentials. And that is what I'll tell who I am, having worked in different places for those many years and different functions. I will tell, and I am here to communicate to you people. I also noticed there is a gap between what industry wants and what the colleges are offering. And nothing bad about it, but there is something more to be learned. And this part, I am creating a quality champions for the construction industry, and taking on to develop you people who want to align with me. And then I also want to say, it's not only about knowledge, it's about how we lead a life, how we need to be empowered in life. And that's why I have this training of iHNLP practitioners, and I want to give that to you. And I'll invite them to this trans experience of one of the sessions, where I'll take them through what is the ceiling. Somebody's ceiling could be in terms of marks, somebody's ceiling would be in terms of salary he wants to earn, somebody's ceiling would be in terms of going abroad is enough. So different ceilings they have actually set up. And they will actually go beyond their ceiling and create something in the trance and come back and share. So that is what I just want. That is what it's a very thank you for me, because I am trying to go to a college in Dharwad tomorrow, and I just see how this. I'll have to take professors into trance first. See that what is available for the students. So tomorrow I am planning to go.
So walk us through the part where you're doing the trance work. Like, what's that like? What comes to mind?
Okay, but I welcome you into this specific wonderful land which I will lead you to. Let us start off with the beginning of the exercise by taking a deep breath in and breathe out. Can you just take a deep breath in and breathe out?
Time out. Make sure that they know what's happening. People on the call, make sure that they know what's happening.
Yeah, I was only talking to you.
That's what I'm saying. I already, since we created this frame together, I'm with you, but make sure that you have their buy-in. So you start actually talking to them here.
Okay. Welcome, students. I'm Sridhar here. I really want to know who all want to experience a trance kind of a phenomenon, and how many of you are jumping into this?
Good.
Great. So let us start. I invite you to take a deep breath in, relax. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. One more deep breath in.
Make sure your eyes are open so you can see them.
So let us close your eyes and look at. If I tell you a word called ceiling, I know you're all civil engineering students. You know what a ceiling is. Ceiling is something about safety, something about it gives us a comfort zone kind of a thing. But I invite you to look at this wonderful land of the ceiling, which has no ceiling. Can you look at what is that ceiling in your life? How is it your life? How is it has defined your life? Can you just look at it? How does it look? What kind of ceiling you have already having beliefs in, or what kind of ceiling you really want to grow with, and what kind of ceiling you want to get away of.
So give one instruction.
What is that? What is
breathe? Take your time.
Yesterday you also told me.
Breathe.
Yeah. Breathe. Yeah. So okay, a little bit.
The more you relax, so and it's okay to repeat, by the way. Just
look at how. Look at what is that ceiling in your life. How is it defined your life?
Now breathe. Pause. Pause. Pause.
Then
pause. Pause. Pause.
And how does
Single
it?
Pause. Pause. Let them really process what you're saying. It'll give you a moment to breathe. When you breathe, you'll find yourself relaxing more. When you relax more, there's no hurry, right? You'll be able to receive more of these ideas.
I wonder what you're seeing in your trance. What is that you're looking at, which has either
And just feel yourself.
great? How does it feel yourself? Feel inside? How does that feeling? How does it look like when you really want? And look around. What when you are actually doing this? Who all are there with you, or where are you? What is happening to you? And that's right. And look at what is beyond the ceiling. Look at any symbol you are seeing. Now look at any symbol is appearing or any message coming to you which can define what is the ceiling now for you, the new ceiling. What is that feeling inside? Is it about abundance? Is it about freedom? It may be anything else also. Tap the child in you with wonderment. How does this world look like now? Click that picture or maybe a video of what you're looking now. And bring back whenever you feel like coming back to the present. At the count of 3, come to the present. 3, 2, 1. You may even relax if you don't like to come back. You can take your sweet time. If you have opened your eyes, you may just note down whatever things you really want to make note of, so that you will not forget. And whoever wants to share, I invite you to share. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity of making a difference to your thought process, to your life. I don't know where all it can take you.
And when you're ready, you can invite one or two to speak.
Yeah, I invite to share the experience, whatever you could see, and explore the word ceiling in your life.
May I?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Kinnal, for this amazing experience. Today it was very, very good and deep. Somehow I got the answers of the later part also in the beginning. तो जब आपने बोला कि सीलिंग को देखो और विजन वो बड़ा होना चाहिए, तो somehow I felt कि मेरा सीलिंग वो ट्रांसपेरेंट होता है ना, वैसा सा है. देयर इज नो ऐसे पक्का छत वाला सीलिंग. एंड देन आई कुड सी द ओपन स्काई विच मेंट कि खुला आसमान है, जितना उड़ना है उड़ लो. देन यू सेड अबाउट कि वो फीलिंग क्या है, तो फीलिंग ऑफ केज्ड नहीं था, मतलब एक बाउंड्री में नहीं थी मैं, इवन दो आई वाज इन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेस जो कि कंस्ट्रक्टेड है. एक सेफ्टी का फीलिंग था along with an openness. एंड फिर आपने बोला कि बियॉन्ड उसके क्या है, तो बियॉन्ड वाज सम डिवाइन लाइट. फिर आपने बोला कि और उसके पार जाओ, तो आई डोंट नो बट समथिंग इज कमिंग टू मी, दैट्स आई फील. बिकॉज वहां से वो हार्ट ड्रॉप हो रहा था ऊपर से फॉर मी, बिकॉज मैंने ऐसे अपना चेहरा किया होता, तो द हार्ट वाज पोरिंग इन. एंड उसके बाद वो ब्रेक हो गया, मेरा फोन आ गया. बट देन व्हेन आई कनेक्टेड बैक, तो आपने पूछा कि एक पिक्चर लेके आ जाओ. तो वो पिक्चर मेरे लिए वो था एक ओपन, मतलब कवर्ड बट ओपन सीलिंग फ्रॉम वेयर आई कैन सी कि मैं कहाँ तक जा सकती हूँ, which do not have any limit. That's my feeling. Thank you.
That's why they say sky is the limit. Okay, there is a new meaning now today, right? Sky is the limit has a really new meaning because our ceiling has shifted. Anyway, I am now talking as a
So stay
not
in
as a
that,
hypnotist.
stay in that,
Yeah.
stay
Yeah,
in
I
the
got that.
hypnotist,
Yeah.
right?
Who else?
And I think, yes, the pauses is important for us to go beyond and to give our own meanings.
Nina says, I was walking on my terrace and gazing at the sky. Okay, keep going. Kiran, you still have the deck. Go ahead.
That is in the trance, or she is actually physically doing that?
That we'll figure out in a second, but you can continue as you were checking in with
Who
Nina.
else? Who else want to share? Smita, Arzu.
Okay, I can share.
Yeah.
So what came to me was that money is like a desire, like any other desires, because that's like I'm still trying to dissect. So then what also came to me was that I just need to become the person who is willing to deserve and receive the money that I'm asking for. But then I'm still confused between less and more, that how when I make myself the person who is valuable enough for that amount of money, but then if I still get less than that, that would still be considered less. And if I
what is that less? That less is a ceiling?
Right, exactly. That would be less than my ceiling, right?
Okay.
So I think I feel like I'm still hanging out between less and more.
So what now?
I'm gonna ponder more.
Look now, beyond.
Beyond what?
Beyond that small less.
Beyond that is just my service.
Great.
But then attaching that to money is confusing.
Who attaches that to money?
Me.
So what can you do about it?
Detach, but I'm just thinking we are learning here to meet our financial goals, right? And then detach
Is it
yourself.
to meet our financial goals?
Then what is it?
You tell me. Is that what you were told? Come here so you learn how to meet your financial goals.
You increase your
Right.
market value is what you said.
Right. To maximize your market value. Right?
Yeah.
Maximize. So not to meet your financial goals, but to maximize, to go beyond.
So are you so I guess my question is just take whatever you're getting. Is that the answer?
It depends
Or
on how, it depends on how, what energy you tap into that with. When you say take whatever you're getting, is it like you're just grasping, therefore take whatever you're getting? Or is it that you're receiving with that no difference between 1 rupee, 1,000, 1
well,
lakh?
that's what you just said,
What did I just say?
that there is no difference.
Right. But it's the, when you receive it, are you taking it like as if you're not making a difference or you're not differentiating? That when you're receiving fully by being present. Or is it that, okay, you're settling, so fine, okay, I hate it, I don't like it, but I'll take it anyway.
Okay. I will have more questions in
Of
a
course,
few moments.
this is not a one and done. Like I
Okay,
told you,
I'll take that for
what
now.
inspired me today was this, that we all have been taught about money in a certain way back. And when we remember, this you might remember, when we started this, I shared this with everybody, that as you go through this course, you will come across a lot of your own inner demons, so to speak, your own, things that you don't normally come across until you start talking about money, until you
So
start
what I've
talking about
learned
charging.
is
Go ahead.
we should want money because it's important, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, don't attach yourself to it.
Yes.
So
Detach.
how is that?
Detach. So when you receive it fully.
Okay, fine. But then it will, if I get less than what I
What's the
expected,
less?
then
What's
like
the
for
less?
example, oh,
Yeah, it is a head scratcher. I get it.
So
Because by the way, the deal's not done yet. You haven't finished speaking to that mom in this specific context. So how is it that I already got less than what I wanted and oh my God, but
no,
now
if I did,
but you didn't.
if I did,
But you didn't. That's the
well,
point.
in a like going into the future, right? If I did get
But
less,
why would you in the
then
future unless you really wanted to?
well, in a hypothetical situation, if I accepted less,
That's what I'm saying. When you accept it, is it less or is it enough in that moment? So let's say someone tells you, I really truly cannot afford, but I really, really believe that my son or my daughter can do a lot. And so this is what I can pay. What do you do then? If you accept them for who they are in that time. I'm not saying you have to do it, but if you do it that way, then do you feel that you're underselling?
But then what if everyone says that?
Why would, so again, if you start imagining that, right, then you're already tapping into a different energy. That everybody is going to come and bargain with you. Well, if you were a bargain shop, then yes.
Mhm.
Right? It's like roadside vendors, by definition, know that it is the fun is in the bargaining. Some will bargain for less, some will bargain for more. But at the end of the day, goods will be sold because they're selling goods, products, physical products. They're not selling ideas. They're not selling the future.
Mhm.
They're selling clothes or whatever it is that they're selling on the roadside.
Funnily, you know what happened? I just saw an email of a person who saw my flyer just sent me an email that
Yeah.
their student is in grade 10 and they
Yeah.
want to talk to me. So
Yeah.
I could hook those two up if that worked.
So again, I'm saying that when you
Oh.
it's a long conversation. I'll just say
I'm
that.
like toppling over and over again.
No,
Several
it's good.
salts.
It's good. If you go around the room, people have already had some of those conversations or many of those conversations till you reach a point where you're clear that this is what it is and this is what I stand for. And I will make exceptions, but exceptions is not the rule.
Hmm. Okay.
Right? But again, the intention here is for you to start getting familiar with this, which, by the way, you're already doing compared to where you were a month ago. You're now, or 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, you're now at a point where you're actually having these conversations. It's not in your head anymore.
Yeah.
So more to come. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the gig. Right? There's no quote unquote rule book, but you will discover your own. You will eventually create your own. And eventually
Okay, gotcha.
you'll be able to teach that to somebody else because you're like, yeah, this is a roadmap. And exactly, right? Another way of saying it is any and every money is blessing. So if you take that as a blessing, there's that less is sort of like protected with the B and the ing, right?
Oof.
Right? It's not less, but it's a bless. That's a line for a t-shirt. Right? America loves the t-shirts.
Yeah, it
right?
definitely is. Yeah.
Right?
It's not the less, it's the plus.
Yeah. It's not less, it's bless.
Plus.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Smita.
Yeah, first, initially when it starts, my head was like going here and there, and I broke silent. I thought, no, I will not do because it is just in my head. And then once you talk about breathe, okay, and then once he starts breathing,
Yeah.
and it was relaxed that
Nice.
thing. Okay, and then then I was going deeper in somewhere, and I was just listening to one word that is Wonderland, 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 and I'm just thinking of myself for a break because 28th to 8 is my grandmother's death anniversary, which she died on 2004, and I have not yet accepted that death. So this is what's coming. A lot of things are happening, and I don't speak actually in the month of July so much. Okay, and I don't show up. But now this year, I don't know what is happening within me. I'm just coming, showing up, talking so much. But everything is happening. A lot of things are happening within me. And so when he asked for the Wonderland, I was just listening, and I went to Goa. Okay, unknowingly, knowingly, I went there, and I was just swimming, and I was just like, okay, this is my relaxed place. I don't want anything at this point. This is what I want. Okay, that is what is coming, and I'm just breathing. because that is what I am just thinking, that is what is your ceiling? Ceiling is here. When I just speak with you about the money, whatever I receive, you see, okay, you received it, right? That is important. There's the money, and always say arigato, right? This is what the thing comes. Always I say arigato to the money from where I receive and to whom I give. So this is something is, yes, creating at least something good. Means I love to pay you. I know the maximum will come. That is what the what to say, the money needs to bring, right? So everything is now today coming with the bring, and since I need to breathe, so money is coming with my breath. So yes, everything is aligned now with the breathing part. So it's good. Now the breathing gives me the direction. Go there, enter, take something from there, and then come back, and then see the result. And in the meantime, the symbol which he was showing about, that is the book which I am going to publish. Okay, that was a symbol which was coming to my mind, and then I think what is beyond that, when it was coming, he asked about the beyond that. That book is creating beyond something else, symbolizing something else, a success, which is important now. For the focus which I am losing from the book, I have to give that attention now to the book. This is what is coming to me.
Kunal, you want to add anything to her responses or ask questions?
So what is the new ceiling?
That was to you,
Devasmita.
What did I see?
What is the new ceiling?
Ceiling. My ceiling is the book. My ceiling is not the book. If the book
you talked about beyond the book also. So what is the new ceiling?
Ceiling, actually, my ceiling is around at least income monthly 300 lakhs. Okay, so my ceiling is that. So
No, in your trance, money did not come up, right?
No, money did not
come up.
Yeah,
so stay there. Your ceiling was book, and I asked go beyond, and the book was actually what you shared. Book was creating ripples around the world. So what is that ceiling now? You may like to close your eyes and look at it. You can. Your book is published, and multiple people have bought.
I can see so many people. You can see the screen is full, and I can see the blessings of my grandparents are coming. They're with me. They're proud of me now. Yeah. Money is unlimited. I am helping my folks.
So what I get is getting blessing is
Serving many people. Do not think with money at this moment. This is not coming in the visualization. People are there. I can see so many experiences in front of me. I am giving them that values which they are desiring for. They're stuck in the life. That is what is coming in my visualization. Money will come automatically because service which I'm providing is directly from the authentic heart, and that is what I'm connecting with them.
So, what are you feeling inside?
I can see their blessings. I can see my grandparents' blessings. It's just coming that you should have a strength. In what you are doing, have trust. I'm receiving their message. All my grandmother's strength are coming through. I see my dreams are coming true. I have collapsed. Yeah, I will have the best. I will have provided. I'm writing a book on my life journey. This all I'm having right now, which I have never thought of in my ever life, of course. My life journey is intense, but I never thought of writing about it. I feel, but it is coming that I should concentrate on that.
Okay, now this Devasmita with blessings. What is possible for her now? With her grandparents' blessings,
Right.
what is possible for you now?
It's unlimited success. If I open up, my problem is I'm not opening up. I'm not accepting. The time I accept, I open up, I can achieve my goals. That is the restriction I have put on myself, that I'm not opening up. This is what I have to work.
Have to. You have to.
Success in the minute. Doesn't have success. only the thing is coming that I have to open up my mind. I have to open up this, my mind to accept. Okay, this happens. This is a lifestyle.
So here's a request. Practice being open. Can you take on practicing being open for this one full week? So a request from my side. Are you accepting my request? How does being open look like in the new world?
Like what I'm finding is open look like spreading what I want to give. I have no problem in giving out because I know what knowledge I have. I have to open up giving that. What is restricting me now? Question is coming. What is restricting me? Why am I open?
Not audible. I did not get this last sentence.
The question comes within me, that is why I'm not opening up. What is restricting me actually? This is what is coming. I'm just talking to the universe at this moment. I don't know. I'm just seeing it completely a big universe in front of me. And they are asking me, what happened to me? Why are you not opening up? What exactly the problem you are facing?
Oh, what does being open mean to you? Does it mean to you like sun coming daily at the right time?
Opportunities comes, but I delay. I don't take. Opportunities always comes, but I don't. Sometimes I feel like I don't get that advantage if I am taking the person's advantage. Secondly, I feel like I'm not deserving, and that's the reason I delay. And sometimes I say no to that person. Every time I did, with many people in my life. Because I have a self-worth. That is, I am not pushing myself.
So self-doubt is your ceiling?
Beyond that, there is something.
You have to look at.
The fear of loss.
Fear gives you self-doubt or self-doubt gives you fear?
Self-doubt is because of the fear of loss. That is the beyond that fear of loss is that, yes, fear of loss of losing dear ones, dear and dear ones.
So what is beyond that?
Still darkness.
What is beyond that self-doubt and that fear?
Darkness. Darkness is there, but beyond darkness, there is a way of.
What color? Does it have a color?
Yeah, it's now
Is
dark has removed with the clouds are moving with the white color, but still this still there is a windy things which is happening. There is storm, there is rain, there is drizzling, there is everything. There is like the thunder. Everything is happening. Turmoil is
So what
going
is
on.
it?
Something is fighting.
What is the positive part of it?
Maybe this turmoil, once this turmoil will go, definitely I will get some idea about it because it's actually in the heart right now, the spinning and so.
Now you have experienced certain things and you got the blessings of your grandparents, and then you also want to like practice being open, and then take an opportunity being open and all that kind of learning which you have now. Oh, can you just trace back to the present world here around the reality world?
Because still there is a turmoil which is happening. There is still a big cloud there, and it has to remove. Yes, yeah, I'll take the message of them and then I'll come back. Bring back because it's still a turmoil is happening and seriously,
Yeah,
my
you
heart
may
is
take
I'm
take
just
some more time and just settle down, and then whenever you feel like, you can open your eyes. And I appreciate the work which you have done for yourself. I'll now address to other people. You just look at and come back to this room. I will just glance through other people and see what they have, the experience and what they want to share. Be within and be into the real life whenever you are ready. Who else want to share?
Okay, well done, Kinal. So while Devasmita is taking her time, take the time you need, Devasmita. And of course, for you, Kinal, what was your experience like from the idea about 30, 40 minutes ago to now as a real time, real life, in the flesh hypnotist?
I actually, there is a manifestation, it looks like. I have to meet professors and students tomorrow. And suddenly I was just, opportunity offered, I was just running away from that. And I caught myself when I talked about I will make a video. Then I said, this is an opportunity, and
That's right.
why this is why we are here. Make mistakes. What is that? And that is the opportunity which I took on, and your guidance was there in between, so it helped. But I was so much worried when Devasmita went into those turmoils. How to bring that back and all was becoming an issue for me. Anyway, there were some prompts from you, and it helped.
Right.
And it is actually, to me, it looked effortless.
You know
That
what's
is
the
your mantra.
secret? Well, you know what's the secret?
Secret is, it's about me. Who am I?
Correct. At the core of it, what's the secret? To just breathe. Right? In this line of work, less truly is more. So Devasmita, whenever
And I
you are
was
ready.
actually I was actually looking at other people doing practice and all that, and I was just really worried कि what am I doing? वो theory पढ़ने से गड़बड़ हो रहा है, किसी से practice करने नहीं हो रहा है, वो करना क्या है भाई करके सोच में था कि कैसे है भाई, कैसे आगे बढ़ाऊं उसमें. It is an important session now. The learning has to be deepened here only. You cannot deepen it outside. So thanks a lot. So given me confidence now,
Yeah.
I can on the stage rock.
Exactly. Right. That's why technically these 3 months. Yeah. We started in June, correct? July, August, and September are designed primarily for you to become so in the flow that people will be drawn to you. People will ask you to come and share what you do so naturally, which obviously you're preparing and practicing here. So with that, I'll just pause for a second. Devasmita, back to you just to check in with you. How are you doing now?
Yeah, actually, still there is a pain, but anyways, once he asked me to come back, because there is a turmoil. Still, there is a turmoil which is happening inside my body. Yeah, still there is pain, but I took the message from my grandparents. That is pen. I saw a pen that is a golden pen, and written on the paper, trust. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kinhal ka care and love. And just a reminder, that's why be extremely mindful of what subjects you choose where, because once you take somebody in, it's very important how you bring them back, right? That's why usually here we can go a lot deeper because we've already spent over 100 days together. So there is a sort of like an implicit connection, right? You don't have to really work too hard. But when you're doing this outside, be extremely mindful of how deep you want to go and how soon, and also the context. Yeah. Because that's one of the reasons. It's like you'll probably remember this from school. If you ever had naughty friends, as you're sitting when they pull the chair, there's that feeling that you get of like you're expecting something and you don't. It's like, it's, or the other one, the less painful one was somebody, like brings their hand towards you to shake your hand. And as you bring your hand forward, they do this, right? So there is that, it's almost like a energetic mismatch, right? Of course, as kids, it's funny because kids don't really think too much about this. But in this work, it's very, very important to be extremely mindful of how deep into layers you want to lead them. Also, because mainly it is in a group environment. If it's in a one-to-one, it's very different, right? Obviously, you can take them. It's like saying magical forest to the door, and then from the door into some other place, and then from there into a third place. You could do that. But when you're doing it, especially in a group context, you'll be extremely mindful so that you're able to bring them back and they're able to feel whole before they leave, right? That's why I said here we could take a little bit of that risk because again, we are still in the program and we meet pretty much every day as we are practicing. So that is one. But within the context of the session itself, be very, very mindful of that. Like if you know you have only 5 minutes, you don't want to take them deeper inside because it'll be harder for them to come back. Otherwise, they'll end up feeling like shell shocked, right? Psychically, they'll feel that it's like when you're dreaming and somebody says, wake up, and you kind of like do that startle, it'll feel like that to them. So ideally, you don't want to be the one giving them a psychic shock. That's why with the groups, always pick something a little more surface like, but the fact that you're leading them into trance is what is different, right? Yeah, go ahead, Dipsmita. I thought you had something to say.
No, first of all, thank you to Pinal and to you, because the thing is, I was from the morning, I was very much not from the morning. Actually, till when the month of July comes, I go deeper inside her. If you say cave के अंदर something is there, so I put myself over there because I never show up. July is somewhere where I only do my life. Okay, because as you have, as I always follow you, and I only just show up for the life. But that's it. Because the pain is inside me. I was writing about my grandparents. Where are they? Because I have not accepted the death yet. Because the day was very much paining. So that is stuck in my mind, maybe in and the subconscious, unconscious mind. So that is what is coming. Still the turmoil, and I can see my grandfather. All those things were coming in my mind. All things were coming, and then a little instruction was passed. The question was very fast for me because I was born to that place, and then suddenly he has given me that space. Later on, the question was later, Miss Shanti type was coming to me. It was like, okay, it is something to go deeper right now. Sealing, because I was not sealing the money that time. Because I am now in any state that is money, I know it will come. Because when I visualize about the breathing, that thanks to Meenu, first of all, because Meenu said this content today. Okay, so if she has not given me this today from the, actually, I was feeling valueless. Seriously, because I was saying, what exactly I'm doing in this world? What is the use of me? So in the evening, I got that yes, breath has that value, that money. If I breathe, money will come, and this money will go to the people who are really desiring for. And the purpose is high. So how to achieve this purpose? Everything was going inside me, and I saw that, and I visualized it. Then next step, when I text in this context, I was telling him, and then I thought, okay, it's fine. I've given my and then he will again come back to me like this. It was like my bonus. Okay, but I am putting myself into shell to a cave to cave. But it will suddenly come up. I was personally was not aware about it, and then when I was visualizing them, that they are in the safest place and they are sending me blessings, that they are all well, they can give, they are sending me the message that all is well. I don't know what I was talking that time. So, and then the message which I got, and then suddenly this turmoil was happening, and pain starts. That is on my heart is very much paining. And then suddenly when it is coming back, it only come back. And then I was searching, okay, I'll come back because there is still turmoil happening, and I know it will take a lot of time to get out of it because turmoil is so much. Then suddenly when I just come back, then I visualize that is the golden pen and the paper written trust. That is what I receive from them, have trust, because I am not opening myself for a longer time. There are a lot of restrictions in my mindset. There are a lot of principles I have let it for myself, and I'm doing lots and lots of assumption. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. Right. This is truly an ongoing process. Okay, so let's just spin around the room for a second. Let's get a couple of comments in, responses. How's it been? What have you learned or picked up from today's session? And more importantly, it's like instinctively, where do you see this flowing into the work that you're doing or in growing your business as well? What are some of your takeaways at this point?
So my takeaway is be open, because the message which I got from the first trance was that freedom and you have there is no limit to anything.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. Nice. And openness would give more ideas. Even though something is not working today, that's fine, but something else would pop in. and unknowingly and at a lot of very odd moments, I get my ideas when I'm least expecting them.
Yeah.
So yes,
Nice.
right now I got
Nice.
it from Devismita, so thank you. And I really admire her ability of finding good in everything.
Yeah.
That's what I made my reel on 2 days back, and now I'm seeing that how I can also do that. Because once I put my focus there, then obviously I'll be able to attract that. So that's my message. Also, another thing which I want to ask is that we discussed that you will show us Credly ka free version wala thing, because I'm awaiting.
Which one?
Credly. So not Credly, sorry,
Calendly.
that
Calendly.
Calendly. So from where somebody can book a time for us, because I have to respond back to one person.
Got it. So let me share. I'll just give you that. I'll share that in the group. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
So, but thank you for the reminder. So I'll definitely share that. Let me just double check again what is there. It's been a bit that I've checked, but to do it is pretty straightforward. But let me just double check on that.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, for the rest of you, Kinal says being open, freedom, no limit to anything. Calendly, free version to share. Yes. Okay. What about for the rest of you? What was the
I
session
want
like? Take
to
away.
share something.
Yes, please. Go ahead,
I
Veena.
want to share something about MVP. There is a little confusion in my mind, in the sense that I don't know what to MVP. I can do some topic, 3, 4, 5 topics I can take, and one each I can do. But I don't know what to upsell or what to offer further to them. There I'm getting confused. And the main block, the main block in my mind is that I'm taking a total break in August and September. I really need that time off.
Perfect.
So anything I offer, it will not have continuity. So is the background self-talk that we now don't start something you can't take forward anyway. You're going on a break, and this will essentially be new moms who don't know me. MVP में जो भी मेरा organic leads है, they will come into it, and further I'll have to take them on a journey. That is one train of thought. Another time, I think, Rahul, like what you are doing, you're not. I observed you, especially in yesterday's Kartika session or Saturday session. There is no selling. There is just inspiring them that you can also be this.
Yeah.
Okay. When they saw us on Saturday, they got an idea. Okay, we can also become practitioners. So you will be talking about your practitioners course only on July 10th. I mean tomorrow, I think so. So that is what I understand. When you do that actual webinar for offering, then only you will do it. So I'm thinking on those lines also, like just to give them value, and practice in the meanwhile. Every Sunday 5 p.m. I'm planning. Because I don't know what I'll be offering next, I'll not offer anything. I'll just do MVP for MVP sake, and build that credibility. And once I'm ready, I'll again call them, and by then something will be clear in my mind.
100%.
I need total 2 months to decide what to do. I'm hugely influenced by oversubscribed book. So what format, what to do, that I'll have to frame.
Just to, if I may, to put this into context for you.
Yes.
And I was having a conversation earlier today that in August, this year, 1st of August, is actually the death anniversary of my mother-in-law, right? In August will make it 1 year. And as I was, talking about that, and I was chatting with Meena about, what we were intending to do, one of the things that struck me was last year, the eye hypnosis experience didn't exist as you see it and have experienced it now several times. It didn't exist, right? But it's time, it's allowing that has kind of created that space for it to become a reality, right? Which is why after more or less from Jan going into Feb, the eye hypnosis experience started to kind of build over a period of time. right? And so today we're at a point where we do this 3 times a week. And as it stands, we do it every week, 3 times a week. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is, and this is not just for Veena, for all of you, right? Basically, it's like as you are planning out that MVP, if you allow it to happen, which means be open to experimenting, just like today, that's why I let from 15, 20 minutes, it went on for a good 40 minutes. But just to give you a sense of how you have the possibility to be able to create, right? There were sort of like from time to time training wheels. But other than that, it's your own spirit to be able to lead a group like this, right? And as you do this more and more and more, you'll find yourself, having that confidence to hear your own self. And that's, by the way, that's the reason why more than anything, when I say, pause, 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 is so that you can hear yourself. And then as you get familiar with it, in the moment, you will hear words as they leave your mouth because there are spaces between them. And obviously, it's not just for you, it's whoever would be doing this. So, this is something we will be doing a lot more of because here is where the real learning comes in, right? Here is where you
I
really
wanted to add uh,
go ahead.
yesterday's group, I was observing you
Mm.
keenly. How long you take that pause? Like I don't have that quality in me. I speak too fast, too soon. I was observing you. How come he is so comfortable with pause? So those fine points I was learning from
Yeah,
you
I
in
love what
Karthik's
Kinal said.
session.
Trance is between the
Yeah.
words.
Ah,
Trance
wow,
is between the words.
wow, wow.
So after a point, you will also be trancing yourself. And of course, for those of you who listen in the moment, you'll feel that even more, right? You'll
Hmm.
like put yourself. Obviously, like I was joking yesterday, it's not about like being so zoned out that you forget the audience, but largely it's this where we are speaking less, but there's a lot more that they are getting out of it.
Hmm.
So, like you rightly said, Veena, for you, maybe these 2 months are coming at the right time. And if you really think about
Hmm.
it, they like everything is at the right time. So there's
I
nothing
still
really to,
have 3 Sundays. I still have 3 Sundays, and I've planned Sunday
yeah,
5 to 6 p.m. as my MVP sessions.
correct,
Topic can be anything, whatever comes
exactly,
intuitive. On
yeah,
Saturday, I'll wait till Saturday because there
exactly.
are lot of ideas, so I have to
See, the good
finalize
news
one
is
for
that
each.
it's literally when, like they tell a child, right, you can do anything. That's the truth.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And today, it's not just saying you can do anything. Today, you have the skills, right? Are
I
they
observed
perking?
Kinnal also today.
Mm,
I observed Kinnal, the instructions you gave to
mm,
him, and you can't take them too deep, like you decide how deep you will take them. So all these are like lessons we are learning, even
correct,
when leading the group. It is not one size fits all. One to
correct.
one is different. Group
And
is
just to
different.
remind all of you, this is the crux of what we're
Hmm.
doing now. The basics have been taken
Hmm.
care of, right? Now it is about whether it is your student sessions, which is Mondays and Wednesdays, where you do it in half an hour chunks, right? Then you're really getting the most out of the time together. And of course, when we meet like this, there will be some uh, macro pieces or meta pieces that I work with you on. But beyond that, the intention is now as we go into July, then August, and then September, is to actually be able to practice the skill, right? Like you did today, where I'll pause you from time to time and just kind of create those tweaks so that you're able to notice how are you different than if you had just done it like you would in your student session. So you're also able to tell the difference, right? And this is what becomes the base of your practice, right? So that in months to come, in years to come, you'll be able to do more of it. Now, will everybody do it the same way? Probably not, right? Yeah, go ahead, Kinan. Go ahead.
So I have a question now.
Mm-hmm.
With the trance exercise being done on a ceiling, will that create the similar thing with the students?
Like similar, like what?
The way they was Devasmita went into deeper kind of things. And if
Right.
students get into that kind of a deeper, and I have to struggle come in,
So a
make them come
couple of
back.
points here, right? How many students will you be working with?
Maybe around 100 people, because that
100
two
people,
sections
right?
will be there.
Correct. So if it is 100 people, how will you be doing it? On Zoom, or will you be doing it in person?
This is in person, I thought.
Correct. So the environment itself is different. The energy itself will be different. And that's why I'm saying beyond the fundamentals, which is making sure that you're getting feedback, beyond the fundamentals, you will know with time what is working with them. What worked like this here, tomorrow, if you were to do this in our Saturday group, again, it'll be different. Even if you were to do the same thing that you did, but do it in the Saturday group, it'll be different. But the principle is what is most important. Like, what is it that you're intending for them? And then as you speak, you'll see, are they going into a closed eye process, or are they keeping their eyes open? So this is what will inform you over a period of time. Initially, people may even treat it like it's a meditation. Right? You're not trying to establish yourself as a hypnotist. The last I checked. Correct? Are you saying hypnotist Sridhar Kinnal is in your college? No, right? No. That's the point. Like magician PC Sarkar. You're not trying to create that aura. You are using tools that you have learned as a way for them to have a deeper experience. Make sense?
And empower them in life.
Basically to empower them in life, right? And the how to is this. So I'm saying initially, maybe they may feel like you're doing a meditation, right? So yeah, Sundays, nice. Exactly. And how this will pan out also, you will get to know, Veena, with time as you do this more and more and more. Okay.
Okay.
1 second. Yeah. Questions based on this?
I think I got a little bit of an answer from the conversation.
Go ahead.
So I think that from the words like zoning out, I think you said that zoning out, you don't want to be zoning out too much. So it's like you still want to keep a goal, but you still don't want to, and you still want to be away from it also. Like you don't want to be too attached to it. So, and then I realized that I almost have to like trust that when my service will be of $10,000 value, then I will get the $10,000.
Yeah.
And that this is like, I think Lewis, the guy, House words like resonating with me right now, which I heard like a few months ago. So now it makes sense that you just have to trust that when you have that much value, then you'll get the money.
Yeah.
Which
100%.
I was not believing, but I still have to bring a balance between thinking about the money and operating when I'm not thinking about money.
Sure. Tell me more
because
about
when
that,
I do
though,
think about
that,
when I keep thinking about, oh, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I just cannot be myself. Like
Obviously.
I cannot give 100%.
Obviously.
Because I feel lack.
Because you are telling yourself something that you believe, which is like an affirmation. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And the body's like, oh yeah, that's true. And the body starts to droop. When your body is down and you're telling yourself, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
When I least expect money.
Was that for us, Veena?
When I least expect money is coming. So maybe of late, when I least expect money is coming, so maybe that is detachment.
Yeah, definitely.
Because yesterday when I offered her I assumed this was my problem. I was assuming moms don't have money, they can't pay me. This was my problem.
Exactly.
I was assuming they will not pay. Yesterday, I had two options for her. I said, take a 2 months course for 40K. And I was about to say, take 3 sessions for 15K. But I stopped at 40K. Then she said, can I pay in installments?
Correct.
I didn't say the second option. She herself responded, I'll come for 2 months. So it is like believing in her. My problem was I was not believing in her. I was doubting her. That was my problem.
Yeah. And somewhere it is also linked to our own
We'll
value.
all learn our own lessons, I think.
It's
in
our
the
own value
journey.
also, no? When someone tells you, oh, I
Yeah.
don't have money, if you
Yeah.
say that when they are saying I don't have money means that I don't have value, and then you start believing that,
Correct.
then you're right.
Yeah. Correct.
Right?
Right.
So like they say, this whole thing is it's like the game, if you want to call it a game, is all about belief.
Oh my gosh, right.
Right? And so the advantage that each of you has is that you're here learning and now in the next phase adapting, and the additional phase, which is over these next 3 months, is also linking it to earning by just focusing on your beliefs. Today was a classic example of that, right? When you actually amplify your beliefs, can you receive more? Yeah, simple answer is
Yes.
yes, right? If you go back to when we did that chunk, I think it was in month 2, where month 2 was mainly what it was, where we talked about the generative change. And we talked about basically changing our identity. All of you are well and truly on that journey where you're changing who you are. And you'll have moments when you change and you feel that change at a cellular level. Like, I'm not the person I was 3 years ago. I'm not the person I was 5 years ago. Right? Like a simple thing. Today was a reunion with friends, and somehow this work was more in sync with that. I'm not saying ditch all your friends or whatever. No, but I'm saying you'll have these experiences as you progress, right? Where you connect more to this, and in your case, in whatever that sort of however that translates, right? Okay, let's see what we got. Occurring world is giving by. What could you expand on that, Kinal? It didn't fully follow.
Occurring the world is like looking through a lens.
Mm-hmm.
And we believe that what we see through the lens is the real world.
Mm.
So something like that self belief is a lens through which we see, and it creates that world which is not actually real.
Correct.
So that is where the constraint happens, and that is how the sealing also.
Yeah, it's like they said, right? Sab kuch maya hai. Right? It's all made up. But you're learning to choose how you want to see your made up world. If in your made up world, you are this benevolent being, and that is a belief that you really connect to, it will change who you are. It will change the way that you are. Okay, so before we wrap up for today, we'll just take a quick couple of pictures. So get yourselves back to your machines while you can. One sec, let me just set up my, okay.
सब लोग acknowledgement नहीं किया आज.
क्या है acknowledgement?
मेरा trans का
Cheers. Who's left? One more picture and cheese. And one more for fun. And cheese. Nice. Awesome. Nice, 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 nice.
Rajni,
Super.
who was speaking
Go ahead. Who's that person? That person
Silent
is
Bob.
Silent Bob.
Wait, let me acknowledge first,
Yeah,
Sridhar.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It was really good because I thought that the questions you asked were really, really good. Like they were bringing so much more depth to the trance. So that made it really amazing.
Nicely said.
It just flowed, that's all. There's nothing like, it is a training which is giving us that kind of questions. There is no script or something.
Well, you're well trained then.
and
Thank
definitely
you. Accept it.
acknowledge yourself also. Huh?
Acknowledge, yeah.
She's
Acknowledge.
acknowledging
Thanks
you.
a lot. Correct. I caught myself.
Right. It's your hard work too.
Thanks a lot.
Your hard work, your openness, your willingness, your trust, your love. It's all of that. Right? It's all of that that makes it like this. And that was beautiful. I mean, if just as a homework, if you were to check, and you probably remember when you did your session the first time in front of a group, not just us, but the first time. I think it was one of the Saturdays. I guess those days we used to do it.
Saturday
One of the
session.
Saturdays.
Yes. Saturday.
A couple of maybe about 6-7 weeks ago, and then the recent one when you did it, and today, right? Yes, there was a little bit of side coaching or whatever, but besides, we just notice the three in reverse order, meaning see this one first, then see the one where I think there was Meenu and you, right? I don't know why in my picture I'm seeing you and Meenu when you led.
No, that time it was only one person.
You led somebody else, right?
I led.
He was practicing with Meenu, and he was practicing with Meenu. And then when he
That's
did,
right. That's why I remember it. So you were practicing with Meenu, and then you did it with one other person.
yes,
Deepali I did.
Deepali. So that was the second one. And then the first one. So in reverse order, today's 3. So look at today, once the video is up, but you were there anyway. But look at the video of today as just as homework for this week. Today, the last time when you did with Deepali, and then the first time, right? And you'll see the difference. The transformation, if you want to call it that, right? This is good.
Today lots of breathing was there and the space was there. Lots of breathing, and he took lots of breathing and lots of space today. That is what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And see, here's the thing. All of this stuff, like you're talking about your notes the other day, all of this stuff is good in our heads, right? We think we've kind of figured it out. But then when you do it like this, you'll find yourself, are you going fast? Are you going slow? Are you getting lost? You notice, like a few other people here, you also for like closing your eyes. Right? Because
I'm not present.
till now, it's familiar to have somebody lead you with your eyes closed. Right? And here you had an opportunity to keep your eyes open. And as you keep your eyes open and you watch them, it gives you like those subtle hints, those nudges. And then, of course, when you pace yourself, you'll get an idea of what comes next and it just flows rather than trying to like concoct something complicated. That's why I said, like, when you speak less, you have more time to listen, especially when it's in trance work. And also, by the way, I must point out, even when you asked your practitioners, people who are following with you, right? you ask questions in a way which is different than how you normally speak. Which is you asked questions and then you were quiet when they were back.
Pass.
Right? You asked a question and then you held your silence. That's also extremely powerful. That's basically part of the holding space. So the more you're able to do that.
This Monday, Wednesday will actually.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll move the group actually.
We'll what the group?
Move the group.
Yeah, it will move the group for sure. That's what I'm saying. If you look at it as, okay, there are 2 hours where you have at least 3 blocks of half an hour to work. That means 1 person per half an hour block. That's what I had shared yesterday as well, right? If you treat it like that, even without me being present, it will give you an idea of, as a group, how you're there to sort of, hold space for each other, and one leads and the other follow. And when we meet here like this on Tuesdays, then that additional block of time later in the week, we can plan out what it is that we want to do, right? Whether it's that Friday or I think Thursday also we have. So
I have a question here. We basically now we are looking at what is our MVP and practice it. But is it not worthwhile to practice the tools which we have learned?
We are. That's
and
why. That's why
we
you
need
have
to add our flavor to it.
Which is why you have Thursdays and Saturdays, right? Thursday, ideally, if you ask me, is more about going. We've already done some amount of it. We will continue to work on the remaining parts.
No, the old ones, whatever
That's what
tools
I'm
have been
saying.
given to us.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So we did, I think, till anchoring.
You revisited that as a concept.
Correct.
What we have learned, but what I am telling about is revisit them as an exercise.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Practice.
100%, right? I'm saying, okay. Okay, if you are going to be away for 5 minutes, just let us know if we're back here. Otherwise, just ask in the group, or ask in the group in case you're not back, and we wrap up our Zoom. Okay, so your point is fully taken, which is you have these 2 sessions every week, right? So when you're talking MVP also, you have an opportunity to actually look at your notes and test it out. And like you said, as you're testing it out, add your flavor. It's like saying today you in the moment added your flavor to the ceiling, which we just did in terms of process. And at one level, was it any different than what we've done before? We talked about inner world. But to people who don't know inner world, would they fully follow 50-50? Right? You started there, but interestingly, you kind of, I don't know if you noticed it, you kind of went away from inner world into just a generic, more accessible, like visualize what the ceiling means, like, which is perfect. Because if you're talking about inner world to somebody who doesn't know what is inner world, right, it gets confusing. About you only, I felt you're giving too much free.
Because weekly 3 sessions you're giving. I'm saying the same person. By now, Yuvika should have joined Practitioner because she knows you since many years.
Correct.
And they're impressed and they're enjoying. That part is clear. But how to move them further is the question.
So, shall I answer that now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there are a couple of things. The simple way of explaining it is, we have a practitioner which is now in launch mode this month. So people will get to know about it. दो बातें होंगी.
Okay.
Either they will join or they will not join. But I am not pressurizing them that they have to join now. Correct?
You have removed the pressure of yourself.
I have removed the pressure of selling from myself. And once this is just for your information from a funnel point of view, that once the August launch is over, then in September, there is a slightly different launch, like what all of you saw when you were there where people were asked that they could come in straight away into level 2 and take on level 1 in the next block.
Next batch. Okay,
Correct?
okay. Double
Yes,
hit strategy.
double hit. In a way, double hit, but double hit, but not in a
Okay,
way.
got it.
Right? It's like a
Got it.
soulful double hit, if you want to call it that.
Got it.
Right?
Got it. Yeah.
So that's one part. Now your question may be, okay, so Rahul, what happens? Okay, they missed the first, which is this month ka launch. They missed next month's launch. That means after August, and then in August you're telling them to join level 2, which is technically starting in September. Say they miss that. September में आप क्या करोगे? क्या extra launch करोगे? It could be a question. What are my other products that I have currently?
That academy, the Sunday.
So there is the Sunday wala,
Last
which
Sunday.
is, yeah, which we're kind of like renaming or whatever, but basically there is one more product.
They can join for annual membership.
They
of
can
that.
they can
That is
experience
evergreen. That is
they
evergreen.
exactly they can experience one Sunday. If they like it, they can join that.
Okay.
That's one more
Perfect.
product. What is one more product?
1-to-1.
That is later.
My favorite.
That is side में होता है. वो हम लोग, we are not pushing that. What is another group coaching
0.5
product?
2.5.
That is only for people who are in 1 and 2.
Immersion is there.
Immersion is also technically more for people who have already joined in for the Sunday wala workshop. There is one more product. Do you all remember I was talking about the not even 1-to-1. We'll come to 1-to-1 in a second.
Okay,
But there
Mera
was one
number
more
ka
product.
pehla jisa.
No, that was last year. That was, by the way, Mera number is what eventually led to the iHypnosis experience.
A secret product है जो
No,
हमको नहीं पता.
it's right in front of your eyes when you go to the dashboard. So iHypnosis experiences is also being recorded.
Oh,
That is evergreen.
like online courses.
It is basically an online course. If someone wants to have an experience, you're paying like a membership fee. Correct. Like right now, you'll probably remember this, and we'll come to this. I'll probably just share a note in the group. Okay, or maybe now that we're in extra time, I'll just quickly remind you all that the iHypnosis experience is being offered for free to people who pay that 5,000 to come for the orientation.
Oh, the recorded courses.
That's what is and that they get
Would you
free.
refund and also give them a gift?
Yes.
Is it like that?
Yes.
Wow. Super. Okay.
So since you had a very well written question about you only, Rahul, I feel you're giving too much for free. Is it really free?
Actually, they're spending their time and you're building the trust.
And for people who invest attention and they're getting results, so there is a value exchange. And for people who are serious enough to want to go deeper, there are actual products. There are products.
They have to qualify themselves.
Exactly. And so I am building this as a annual, what do you call it? As an annual community.
Perfect.
Right? Today we have whatever 100 something plus. Like this, over the year, from 100, if it goes to 500, when it goes to 500, when it goes to 1,000, and you look at any way they can come 3 times a week, it's good for them. It's good for me also. Eventually, it'll be an opportunity for all of you as well as, advanced students. You have a playground where you can come and play, where you can come and practice, right? That's the whole point. And obviously, depending on where each of you are, for the ones that continue on, again, like with any group, this will happen, right? For the ones who continue on, because you're showing faith in the process, you also will get opportunities to work with students as they come in. That means you know more than them, you can actually lead them. Right? So
thank you so much.
There are many layers to it.
Bulbs getting on.
Now coming to Arzu's question. Go ahead, Arzu, if you could just ask it so that, yes, being of service is what it is. Go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to ask.
Yeah, you had a question about...
I wanted to lead the group actually. So I was
Did you
like,
hear
what
that?
is the practice?
Did all of you hear that? Did all of you hear that? Right? So Arzu is basically talking about Saturday. Am I right?
Yes, or Friday.
Saturday. Saturday is the student day. So
Oh,
basically,
Saturday's the student day?
Saturday
Okay.
is student day, right? So Mondays and
Okay.
Fridays at this point are open to
Okay,
people
you're
as
doing
they
it.
come in, which is like their first experience for a lot of people. And the ones who repeat start to go deeper in. And so, yeah, so we will anyway, when we meet, I'm assuming you're going to be there because we meet
Yes.
at you will have to wake up really early. And I say have to because then we know
Oh,
you're there.
yeah, it's at 3:30 a.m., right?
We meet at 3:30. We sort of like go deeper into an overall tomorrow. Yeah, and in a moment, I'll just quickly share with you guys about the orientation. We might need to do a little bit of tweaking. We had originally planned our first orientation tomorrow, but I'll come to that in a second. So what are just to close that loop for you, Arzu. So 3:30 to 4:15 is when we just do like a quick check-in. You know, we've before that we'd have met on maybe Thursday. Fridays at this point is like a 0 day. So when we meet, initially we just meet, and then around 4:15 we plan out so that when people come in at 5, they're able to basically um, have the experience, which means between 4:15 and 4:45, give or take, or between 4 p.m. and 4:45, we plan out what we're going to do, right? So first things first, in terms of the time zone, does that work for you?
I'm looking at it right now. So 3:30 p.m., right?
Yeah. So
What
it's
is it?
basically
3:30
4
p.m.,
p.m. Just
right?
to make it a little easier for you.
That's 6 a.m.
Okay. So be ready.
Okay.
Be well.
That is 6 a.m.
Yeah.
EST morning. I
Correct.
think I can do 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
now I wake up at 8 o'clock every day,
Perfect.
but I'll
So
try.
just saying, so we will, I mean, I will obviously plan for contingencies, but if your intention is to be there,
No, I will
then
be there for sure.
perfect. So basically, it's
Yeah.
like, and we can maybe share this on the group, couple of ideas. We'll brainstorm. We're only on Tuesday. It's a very simple thing. It's like what I do, right? I tell people a little bit about the iHNLP practitioner program. So you could take on that role saying, hey, I've been doing this. It's been a little more than 100 days. This is what I've experienced. And the reason why we have this Saturday session, which is a little different, is one, it's a student showcase. So, we as students, we're not just students, but we are like doing different things by profession and by designation. I'm Dr. Arzu Chabra, and this is what I do. And we have a couple of other people here, so you can say it instead of it coming from me, it'll come from you as somebody from within the ranks, as that expression goes, right? So you kind of like set it up, and then one other person will get the opportunity to lead, and then basically it's like, so there's you start, second person kind of like does the main piece, and then I take the reins from there, which is basically the Q&A piece where I may do some, I generally do.
Yeah.
You see me do that,
I've,
right?
I've seen that. That's fine. So my question is, are we going to decide what I'm going to like practice on the day of, or
Nothing.
you can
You're
just let me
just
know before
talking.
so I can just.
It's exactly what I just shared right now.
No, like the like what I'm going to practice with them. You know what I mean? Like what
so
I'm going to.
She wants to do the main piece,
I
theme,
figured
which
that.
we have already done.
Would you like to do that as well? Just a
Yes,
thought.
please.
Okay.
Well, yes, I want to.
So it's a perfect opportunity to test out both things. So you are setting it up, and then you say, and today I've been given this honor to not only set the stage, but to also lead you in practice. So who would like to? And that's it. So now you decide which one you want to do. You have, like today's Tuesday, you have a whole day ahead of you. And by in about, give or take, maybe 24 hours, share in the group or whenever you get your ideas, since you have the day.
Okay, so I can choose myself.
You pick, but just put it in the group so we have an idea.
I know modeling is done. And I know that one is also done. So
here's the beautiful thing.
Repeat?
You can repeat. You can do any number of, there are inductions, there are so many things. Pick something
Yeah.
that you want to practice out in the real world.
Okay.
So just a thought. So you can do that here and then do it again with your group.
Yeah. Yeah. I will
Right?
practice for sure.
Awesome. So quick note, obviously little change in programming. So Meenu, we had originally planned things in a certain way where we had intended
Hanji.
that we would be doing, we would be already sending out the second emailer. I think of the lot, I think only Veena has probably sent that second message. But so far, I don't think we've got any responses to the orientation. So I'm also just kind of rethinking the structure of that. Right? Veena has said the second, exactly. So I'm just rethinking the structure just as a way to 8% open, correct. But so far, we've not got any responses. So currently, of people who have got the second email, so far no one has swiped and signed up for the orientation. Yeah, go ahead, Devasmita. Go ahead.
I want to ask you one thing. You
Please.
told us not Tuesday you will be showing us the gift or the present, whatever you want to show, no, the box is there, which you have not shown on that day.
No,
You
that's
told on Saturday. You
so,
on
so
Tuesday, you will.
at the right time, I hear everything that all of you say. So I'm like, at the right time, it will show up. It will surprise me also. So that I promise you, right? I must say this, and I was thinking about this also. Is like I was remembering a couple of Veena's pointers also. It's like even I will be surprised, but it will just come in such a beautiful way that it is like at the right time you will receive it. You will receive everything that you're meant to get. That I can tell you, right? If anything,
no worries, I learned patience.
huh?
Like we always talk about being present, being present.
Show
Nowadays,
that what exactly
I'm
it
getting
is.
agitated and I'm observing my agitation.
Correct.
That is the best thing. Get agitated and observe
Actually, to
myself.
make us wait till Tuesday.
So by the way, it's not make us wait. It is like the universe is telling कि हाँ हाँ हमने list ले लिया आपका अभी right time पे जो correct time पे जो करने का है होने का है वो हो जाएगा.
मैं और
That
एक
much.
step आगे गई हूँ. I'm self-observing my own agitation.
Yes.
I'm like evolving myself. It is not
Yeah.
about you. It is not about me. It is not about
Exactly.
certificate.
Do you
It is
remember my
about
comment to
polishing
you?
myself.
You
Polishing
remember?
myself. I
You remember my comment to you, Veena?
I remember.
The last one. I was like, it's an interesting. Some
Interesting.
क्या बोलते हैं जैसे वो it's like some like magic dust was in it. So I was like,
Magic dust. Yeah.
magic dust.
Correct.
Awesome. So yeah, so like I said, it looks like we will be doing not from the 10th, but as of now from the 17th. But let me, I'm also doing a little bit of rethinking. I realized there was one extra step that I had added in. So it didn't sort of go into the signaling. We are already signaling without getting the interest. So that was the message, right? So I'm like changing the messaging a little bit, and which I will share with you. Today's Tuesday. By tomorrow, latest by Thursday, we'll have that. So that on the weekend, we'll send a slightly different message with the intention that next Wednesday, we will do an orientation, by which time all this stuff would have sorted itself out for sure.
Show
But
the dashboard and let's enjoy that. And then you just.
the dash, yes, go ahead, Kinal.
No, my feedback on the letter part of it, what we have written, we had discussed and we had generated it. For a first timer who is reading it, it is very lengthy.
Where are you sending it?
So we send to friends and all. No?
Where as in, let me rephrase that. How are you sending it? Is it in WhatsApp or what is it?
WhatsApp.
Okay. So that is good feedback as well. I will, like I said, I'm anyway now re-looking at it. So let me come back to you. Like I said, in a day, maybe max 2 days, I will definitely share with you. And yeah, just to put this into context, something that Veena had picked up on, interestingly, even the the lady who comes to clean the house picked up on my sort of, I was in a processing mode earlier today. It's like, for in case you guys didn't pick up on it, yesterday was the first time that we've had like close to 30 people in one room, in our room, right? It's one thing when you're doing it
Yes.
in somebody else's room, that has its own sense. And I wish for all of you to have that as well, when you kind of set these targets for yourself, or these goals for yourself, right? And when you achieve the goal, right, Arzu, uh, you will have like a visceral reaction, right? And in a way, it's kind of like preparing you for the growth that's happening. It's the same when you it's the same when you reach your money goals. Yeah. So the learning also is, of course, that when you allow yourself to go beyond the whatever is that thing, which is obviously what we're all working on here, you will transcend a lot faster. You will move a lot faster versus the, oh my God, is this really happening? It's like, one end of the spectrum is when they talk about lottery winners, right? They can't believe it. And so they sort of like do that self-fulfilling prophecy to, to go back to zero. Yeah. And just a question for all of you. It's like every time you've hit a threshold, what has your number been after that? This is homework. Okay. And don't just take my word for it. Actually look at your numbers, especially in the business side of things. Every time you've hit a new number, maybe it was, okay, I'll charge 500 rupees, or I'll charge 1,000 rupees, or I'll charge 3,000 rupees. And you hit that threshold and you went ahead. What happened after that? Did it go up and up and up, or did it like spike down and then climb back up again? Right. So as homework, for those of you who really do this exercise, you will really, you'll learn something, right? Actually look at go to your bank account statement, or wherever you track your monies coming in, and list it out and see what that journey has been uh, in 2024, 2023, 2022. And from this group, it's mainly, I think, of course, Veena's been doing this since 2018, 2019. But for a lot of you, if you started in the more recent times, just track from wherever, but track in reverse. Like this year, what was it? Last year, what was it? And see, like just see what the numbers show you as sort of like a reflection of your money vibes, shall we say. Okay. All right. Before we start to wrap up, yes, Devasmita, go ahead.
Yeah, during this visualization of today, when Kinhal was leading me, okay, I visualized that a big studio, more than 350 people, where to watch that in that the studio was so much big, okay, that whatever I told you one day, that is going to happen soon, that you are standing there like Tony Robbins.
I was just going to say, it sounds like Tony's screens.
Right, exactly. And offline, online, all handling, and we are there to assist you. It's an honor because you cannot access so many people. No, you have to ask.
By the way, may I just pause you here, just to remind all of you here, when I keep talking about all of these, the numbers and the practicing, to scale this, there's one way of doing it, which is one to many. There's another way, which is where we do it as a collective. So the more you learn, the more you practice, you will in turn be able to be there. Like what I had actually planned for tomorrow was where each of you would be in separate breakout rooms talking to a couple of people about, like, in the orientation. That was the design, right? And we will be doing that, but just to sort of put this into context for you, that you get an opportunity to share what you have. And of course, even in the teaching, even in the leading, right? Uh, we will be doing breakout rooms more and more as we scale, as more people come in. So just keep this in mind. Okay, so with that, we will pause for the moment. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for your energy. And as always, I leave feeling more energized. I always feel blessed when I get to meet you all like this, work with you all like this. So, wishing each of you. So, you can go ahead and turn on your cameras one last time as we get ready to leave. So, thank you all. May you all have
Bye
a
bye. Thank you, everyone.
wonderful,
Thank you.
Thank you.
wonderful week ahead. See you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy your practice tomorrow. I'll send you
Yes,
my
will do.
notes as well.